Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean Sweeney, and I'm making a video on how the big dogs are making money off these cards from every era. And we got the big players, and this has been going on since 1984, and I'm going to show you how you can be part of this billion-dollar operation and make lots of money just like they're doing. We have the owner of eBay, which started in 1995. His name is Pierre Omadar, and he is a French-born man, and he is an Iranian man, and he started eBay. Then we have PSA, which was started in 1998, and Joe Orlando was the former president of PSA, but he's going to jail for stuff that he was doing with PWCC. He's under investigation. And then we have PWCC that was established in 1998 by Brett Huggins, and he has about 17,000 cards on eBay, and he's running a billion-dollar operation. And then we have James Spence, which purchased Collectors Universe, and that's a big-time organization that was been around since 1987. And they started it all. They started PSA, and they started a lot of things that are cool right now. Now these guys are really good at hustling. They have found a way to trim cards and alter cards and get PSA to grade them and sell them for thousands and thousands of dollars. So you want to be part of that. I'm gonna show you how to get involved in this and how you can be part of this big multi-billion-dollar operation and how you can make money, because that's what everybody wants to do. There's not really anybody who collects cards because they like to collect cards. As they say, they do like collecting cards, and they do have favorite players and favorite teams. Like I like the Steelers and the Pirates, and my favorite players are, Troy Polamalu and obviously Terry Bradshaw, and I got my Bob Clemente. I paid a little bit of money for that, and it's nice. It's pretty centered pretty well. It's got a little thing here and there, but not bad. Hey, and we got our modern cards with Wando Franco that was numbered, and my buddy traded me for that. Then we got Vlad, which is the greatest player right now, and obviously he got injured, so he's down. And then we got a modern player that was just crushing it, and poor fella got hurt, so his stuff is down in value. So what's going on is, this is the players in the game. We got Pierre Omadar, eBay owner, and then we got Joe Orlando, which is probably going to go to jail pretty soon. He's having problems with the FBI because he just got caught doing shady stuff, but it's okay. Everybody's doing it, and we understand. We're going to still buy PSA cards, and we're still going to use eBay. Doesn't matter what happens. We're not going to use Beckett because that's honest business, and they'll tell you the honest prices on stuff. And you don't want to do that, because when you're doing business and card dealing, you want to use the app, eBay app, because that's where the shilling and bets go on, and that's where you can get the cheap stuff, and you can get really good stuff and real vintage stuff. And then what you do, let me go through the list of people first, and I'll get back to what I was saying. We have Joe Orlando, Steve Sloan, which is the new president of PSA, and he's a great guy. He's under investigation also by the FBI. And Joe Berner, he's on the board there, part owner of PSA. Then we got Mr. Brett Huggins. He's the owner of PWCC, under investigations. As I said, there's over 17,000 cards on eBay, and it's a multi-billion-dollar operation. Then we got Mr. James Spence, which bought, as I said before, he bought Collectors Universe. And then we got Steve. This is an interesting guy here. This Steve Van Manen, he started Collectors Universe in 1987. And then we got Mr. James Beckett. He founded Beckett in 1984. Then we got the great Bill Mostro. He's awesome. He actually pulled one of the biggest scams in the history of our card industry. He trimmed a 1910 or 1911, it was T206 Ernest Wagner rookie card and got Mr. Orlando to grade it at an 8.5, and it sold for $2.8 million, and it was trimmed. What a great job. And then Gary Musser, oh, this guy's great. He did in 2002, he started, that's when they found out. Unfortunately, Mr. Gary Musser got caught too, but he had a great thing going on, and he'll be back in the industry pretty soon. He'll probably do a little bit of time, but it's okay. Everybody does time when you're in this business, because nobody's really honest, and there's a lot of dishonest people doing this stuff, and that's what we're looking for. We don't want honest people doing stuff. So we have an altered card by Ty Cobb, and that's the T9. That's the T2069. I'm sorry, T911 T3 Turkey Red. One of the greatest series ever to come out. And Mr. Musser figured a way to alter that card and get a lot of money for it. So everybody's like, when's this started? How did this happen? You know, what's going on? I want to be part of this. Okay, it started in 1984 when this fella, James Beckett, started writing reviews on cards and telling people what the price of cards are at and what the value of cards are. Just like Vegas does with the point spreads. We don't know how they do it, but they come up with the point spreads and they're very accurate. Same with Mr. James Beckett. He didn't know, I don't know how he came up with the prices of the cards, but they're very accurate. So then eBay came along, and they're all friends. Perea, Joe Orlando, Steve Sloan, Joe Barner, Brett Huggins, James Spence, Steve Van Manhattan, James Beckett, William Mastro, Gary Mastro, Gary Moser. They're all friends, they're all buddies, and they're the greatest con people ever to start organization. This is the private billionaire club, and you and I are not in it yet. And the card shops are trying to get in it, but we're gonna talk about that later in a different video. But what we have here, these guys are geniuses. They all worked it together. They all put this together on eBay, and that's where they started learning how to sell the cards. And then, of course, Mr. Brett Huggins had these cards, and he's got 17,000 cards or more. And he got more than that. He has over 150 million cards in his library right now. $150 million worth of cards in his library right now, in his warehouses to sell. And he's already sold 14,000 or more altered cards. And now the FBI is making him to return the money, which sucks. I don't think it's right. It took him a long time to do dishonest business to make that kind of money. And now he's got to pay it back. Not fair. Anyway, this is what's up. These guys got their own stock market. Really. It's kind of cool. And what happens is they drop the stock in one part of the company, and then the other part of the company raises. And you're like, well, how does that happen, Sean? Well, back in the 1990s, people started buying stock in PSA in 98. It was opened up to the general public for them to buy stock. So not only do you get your cards graded, you can buy stock for $23.15 because it's gone down $5.36. So you can get a stock for less than the price of a box of cards. Isn't that something? And that's cool too, because they own all the card companies. I didn't know if you know that or not. These fellas are part owners of all the card companies. Topps, Pentium, Upper Deck, all of them. They own part of all the card companies, so they're not really worried about the sales of the cards. What they're really trying to do is get the stock up, and that's what they did with eBay. A few months ago, eBay stock was at $23, and guess what? Yesterday, or Friday, it closed at $40.02. And after all the scandalous stuff that was going on, which too bad they got caught, they were doing such a good job, selling cars to people that are altered and trimmed for lots of money, and the people didn't even know about it for a long time until we had our buddies, the Cardboard Connections, come along, and we had our other fellas blow out card forums. Those meddling people, they exposed them, and that was too bad because they had a good thing going on. But that's not a big problem for them because they already knew one day they would get caught. So what they did is they got the stock market to drop by 5 points, and they had their buddies go and buy the stock that other people like you and I were owning, because we're like, hey man, we're gonna lose money, and no, I can't lose money. I better get out of the stock market. So I'm gonna sell my stock while I can. So I sold my stock for $23, which I did not sell my stock. I kept my stock because I know what they were doing. And now my $23 stock is worth $40, okay? Which I don't touch that, and I don't have a lot of shares, but I had shares from working at a card shop, and they helped me out with that. So, that being said, how can we get involved in this? How can we do stuff? Now, don't worry about these modern cars, these Cody Bellinger autographs and stuff like that, numbered out of 20, and these rookie cards and stuff like that. No. You don't want them like this. What you want to do is you want to send them in the PSA, and you get $12 to send them in, and you get them graded, and then you get cool cards like this. So this $3 card turns into a what? $60 card, because it says PSA 10 on it, and it's perfect, right? Cody Bellinger 2016 Prospect Ice. Wow, good deal, right? Then this is where the good stuff comes in. We got the vintage 1952 Topps. Wow, Mickey Mantle's in that, right? And that came back a 4, and that's where the money's at. They want these vintage cards. The basketball Larry Bird rookie card, they want that. Barry Bonds, we're not sure about yet, but when it was graded back in the day, $250 rookie card at least. And we got Mr. Yogi Berra, which is autographed and authenticated by James Spencer, and we know he's not going to do no dirty business. He's just under investigation by the FBI, but it's all right. He's cool. He's not going to get in trouble or nothing. Then we got Mr. Austin Matthews. Was a sleeper in the 2016 Upper Deck, and this card is valued at $400 plus if you use the Beckett, which we're not going to do that because that's honest business. We're not using Beckett guidelines no more. We use eBay. That way we can steal people's cards and get them dirt cheap and then resell them in auctions and get lots of money, and that's what we want because we're greedy, and we don't care about the hobby. We want to make money, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to get these cards off eBay, and we're going to resell them on auctions and go to the Nationals where all the cool people go to, and all the people are like, wow, I'm at the Nationals, and this is the best thing since ice cream. And meanwhile, while you're at the Nationals, our friends are gathered around to find out what people are buying so they can get those cards and they can boost the price of them up on PWCC. So you could be part of this too. You find out what cards they're looking for. Are they looking for this turnback 1960s Tszynski or the Ron Henson? Are they looking for him? Or are they looking for Brooks Robinson? Because every day it's different. They find different players. Willie Stargell. You go on the internet, Mr. Hank Aaron. This is Record Breaker, and it was a piece of history. It was racial stuff, and Mr. Aaron broke the record, and people loved him for it. And then we got Tony Perez. It's not in perfect condition, but it's still from the 60s. Then we got the 60s World Series, of course. And then we got our man, Hank Aguirre. That's from the 60s too. And we got Frank Robinson. That's a nice one, right? Then we got Mr. Joe Morgan. Beautiful card. And we got All-Stars. Of course we do. We got Rod Carew and Joe Morgan. And these are the cards people are selling for $2 and $3 on eBay. And eBay buyers are buying them up, and they're sending them into our friends at PSA, and they're getting them graded really high, and then they're making a lot of money off of it. Then we got Mr. Bob Young. Don't forget this, okay? And this is really good stuff. And then Duke Snyder. Yeah, we get a good grade on that. We're looking at a few $100. But you buy it on eBay, ungraded, $2, $3. Then we got Mr. Eddie Matthews. Okay? Mr. Eddie Matthews, great third baseman. God bless him. He can be worth a lot of money, $100 here or there. And I got this off my friend when I bought a stack of them, and this was one of the cool cards that was in there. And then I have a lot of vintage stuff that I've been collecting for a long time. $2, $3 on eBay, real stuff. You know what I mean? Got binders and binders of this stuff. binders and binders. And people were trying to get it off me so they can send it in to our friends at the PSA people, and then you can make your money for $12. Okay? Then I got Mr. Brooks Robinson, and this is a beautiful card, very centered well, corners are nice, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Had that for a while. And then recently, I got this card off my buddy on a trade, and this was Mr. Joe Morgan, and this is a nice, beautiful card too. Apparently, he paid $10 for that one at a card shop because the card shop people were in on it, and they're not going to give you no deals on anything, even with the eBay app. They're still going to get your stuff and give it 10% to 15% of what the value of the card is. So that's how they roll. Then we had this fella, hotter than a microwave. People were spending big, big money on them because they want to get this card perfect so they can send it into our friends at PSA and then get really good money on it. Then this is the really weird thing. This card's 100 years old. And guess what? I paid for it $30. So this $30 100-year-old card only sold for $30. How can that be? Well, PWCC hasn't decided to make this guy valuable yet. And once they do decide to make him valuable, this card will be worth $1,000 probably in the future. And these cards are not valuable right now because eBay has decided not to let that happen yet. Probably $1.60 for these cards. And he only has 41 home runs and one of the best players in baseball. And his rookie card here, not going to be worth much, about $1.50. And pretty much what you pay for it when you buy a box of hobby boxes to get these cards. And then, of course, really beautiful card. And that's not going to go for much, even though it's numbered out of 20. And they haven't decided to let that happen yet. So how do I make money, Sean? How this video is about making money. What you do is you do what these people are doing. You don't go by Beckett guideline because that's honesty, and you don't want to do that. You want to do what they do, and what they're doing is they are dropping the prices of all the cards, and they're making everybody use the eBay app because people are just conditioned to do that, and they don't want to use Beckett because Beckett will tell you the honest price of cards. For instance, if you look at the Derek Jeter card on Beckett, near mint to mint condition, $500. If you go on eBay, $150, $200. Get your card for $150, $200. They trim it, they send it to PSA, they get a 9, an 8.5, even a 10, $100,000 on a 10. Supposedly it sold for $99,100 PSA 10. So that's where the money's at. The modern stuff, garbage. All of it's garbage. eBay is helping us kill the industry so we can get stock in their companies, and then once we get enough stock in their companies, they'll decide what cards are going to be valuable and what cards are not going to be valuable. And then you have Facebook on Marketplace, where guys go around and steal cards off of people because they use the eBay app and tell people that their stuff ain't worth nothing. So they buy big lots of cards off of people for little bits of money. Then they turn around, put it in their shop, and mark it at Beckett prices. For instance, the Beckett price on this card may be $7. On eBay, $2. See how this works out? Send it in to their buddies at PSA, get a 10 on it, $50. See how that works out? If you are going to sell stuff and you want to do business and you want to make money, you have to deal with these people because that's no other way of going around it. You can huff and puff all you want, but there is no honesty in this. And if you want to do business and start a business and sell cards, you have to deal with these criminals, and you have to be part of their criminal organization and buy PSA cards and sell PSA cards and buy the stock in PSA and buy stock in PWCC and buy stock in eBay, and eBay is going to tell you what their cards are going to sell for, and everybody's going to use the eBay app, and that's the way it's going to be. So what you do is you go buy, maybe a reprint or not, you go find these players and you put in a price that you want to spend on these cards. If it's $10, you go to the price in the eBay app, you put what you want to pay, put the year of the card in, and you pay that money and you buy as many as you can. Then you send it in to our friends at PSA, and they will, if the guy does a lot of business with PSA or lady does a lot of business with PSA, they will give them a badass deal on them, and you'll get good grades on your cards, and then you'll sell them for lots and lots of money. And that's what everybody wants. Now, my next video is when I make is going to be how to get free stuff off people on YouTube, and how to get free cards sent to you for nothing, and how to get people to sympathize to your needs and your life issues. And they will send you free stuff, and they will help you pay your bills, and they will help you do things, because if you spend a lot of money on their channels, then in return they're going to see what you have, and if you have nice things, they're going to buy it off you dirt cheap, and then they're going to turn around and help get other people to help you, and then they're going to send you cards and send stuff, and then you'll send the cards back that you got from them because they helped you, and then they'll turn around and they'll sell them on auctions and everything else that they do on YouTube. And it's just great because nobody's honest, and everybody knows this, and it's just a great criminal organization, and you want to be part of this to make money. That's how you do it. You want to send your cards in the PSA. You want to make sure that you use a reputable guy, because he's going to send them in for you, and or lady, and you're going to pay anywhere between $12 to $15 a card. It'd take about 3 to 4 months to get them back, and then you blast them. Then you post them on eBay and see if they'll give you a deal and let you sell them for the correct price. Because don't put your own price in there. No. You'll mess the whole market up. You have to go by the eBay prices and what they tell you. And for God's sakes, don't use Beckett prices, because they'll be too accurate and you'll mess the whole system up. And if you use honesty and tell people the truth, no, can't do that. You'll blow the whole company up. The whole thing will fall apart. And no one will be able to buy cards, and no one will be able to sell cards. So the way to do it is to deal with these criminals. Embrace the fact that there is no honesty, and there is nobody going to do honest business except maybe 4% of the people on here. And I've been on here for 2.5 years, and I've only met 3 people that I can trust and do honest business with. And one of them is a dude named Missouri Cards, and he does honest business and does keeps things straight, and always sends me my cards and always does good business with me, and it has been fair and honest. But once again, he's going against the norm, and that is a no-no, because you don't want to go against these people. These people are billionaires, okay? They affect the stock market. So if you want to make money, this is how you do it. They're called the big players in the hustle. That's what we do. The big players and the hustlers, okay? And they want everybody that owns a big channel on here and does breaks and stuff like that. They want to be these guys. They want their money. They want to make money like that. Anybody that owns a card shop wants to be like these fellas. But guess what? They own all this stuff. They own all the card companies. They own everything. All the memorabilia companies. They probably even own part of the baseball teams. They pay players to come to the Nationals to sign stuff. Okay? So even the players are involved in that, because they get stock out of the PSA. They get stock out of PWCC, and they get stock on eBay. And the only company that's not involved in any of this shady stuff is Mr. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, because he doesn't need to, because he's the richest man on the planet and he could care less about these things, and he's the innovator of things. But yeah, the Cody Bellinger autographs, rookies, don't worry about them. They're not worth anything until PSA and eBay decides what they're going to be worth. So if you went out and bought these cards for a little bit of money, and you think you're going to turn around and double your money on them, no, you're not, unless eBay says so. So you have to go by the eBay guidelines, and don't ever use Beckett in front of anybody and bring out the right prices. They'll get very angry with you, and you'll have loose friends over it. So you don't want to do that. You want to use PSA. You want to get all your stuff graded, everything vintage, everything graded by PSA. You want to spend all your money on PSA gradings, because that's where it's at, and that's the only time people are going to do business. And if you mention any other companies like GMA or First Grade or any of them, they'll laugh you out of the store, and they'll crack the card out of the case and send it in to their buddies at PSA. And then they're going to get their 10s on them. And then when they decide to make the money the right way and decide that Larry Bird cards are worth more than $15, $20, then, or Mr. Jim Hegan is worth more than $5, and it's a blackback, then you'll get it. Or Mr. Cody Billinger is worth more than $25. They'll decide the prices and they will help you sell your cards. But it's going to take time. You have to wait till what they say what's going to sell for what price. And like I said, for God's sakes, don't ever use the Beckett guidelines or Beckett price books, because people will get very angry with you. So this is how the hustle works. Read up on these guys, see how they do business, and do it just like them. And if you get caught and you have to do a few years in jail, so what? You have $100,000, $200,000 a year. And prime people to watch on how to sell the old cards, which I did a video earlier. And I'm so glad I ran across these guys. They're awesome. The Jab family, they have this to a science, and they can people actually send them these free cards. Isn't that cool? I mean, they just send them cards for free. And then they take them and put them on eBay and post them and make money off of the cards they got for free. And they also get people to pay them to open up boxes, to watch them open up boxes. I think it's awesome. And then they taught us about the 1990s cards, how valuable they are, the Alex Madrid and the Jose Rivera, and they taught us how we can sell them for $5,000, $160, whatever, you know. So I'm very grateful to them guys. I learned a lot from them fellas. But these are the guys you want to learn from. And we're going to find out more about them and how to be like them. Okay? So these are ideas. And if you want to make money, that's how you do it. These old timers like that, you go get them off of people for dirt cheap money. And you put them in bags and tumblers so dirts don't get on them. And you put them in your in your holder. And then when time comes, you get the Bob Clemente graded. And then you get the other stuff graded, the Joe Morgans and all these cards graded by PSA. No, don't use any other company. Have to use PSA. And go out there and buy your stock in PSA, because it's $23.15 a share right now. And buy it up and try to find out about PWCC stock. Very hard to do, very hard to find. They're a very secretive company. They have over 17,000 cards on eBay. And James Spencer's another fellow that's very secretive to find out things about. So we're going to find out more about them, and we're going to try to learn and be like them and make money, because that's what everybody wants to do. Everybody says they just collect for fun, and they may, but they want that money to sell in the future. So, and you can't blame them. Maybe they want to take their kids to college and have money for that, or have a nice house and stuff, or whatever. But nobody just collects for fun. And if they tell you they collect for fun, they're telling you porcupines, because they want to make money so they can get stuff that they want and better cards. Okay? So this is every week I'm going to be posting new stuff, and I'm going to teach you how to run the hustle and get your money on. And please, if you'd like to help our channel by donating cards or PayPaling me funds so I can actually help people that are in need. But my thing is, if you text me and tell me that you need money for payments on a house payment or something like that, I want to see proof. I'm not taking anybody's word for it until that proof is shown to me, and I get with the other fellows in the community, and we decide if you qualify for that money. You are not getting anything until you prove it. Say if you owe taxes on your house, or you have your car repoed, or something like that, whatever, something that's huge in your life, you don't get nothing for free until we find out if it's legitimate. And once we find out it's legitimate, we're going to help you. And that's a promise. And that you can take to the bank. So I'm going to leave links down, and any cards that you donate to me, I am going to make sure that it goes to people that can run auctions that we can trust, and they will sell those cards, and we will put that in a fund, and we're going to have a commonwealth. When people need money and they're in need, we're going to help them, and you don't even have to be part of the community, and you don't even have to sub my channel, and you don't even have to like it. We're going to do that because we're good people, and we don't want your cards. If you have cards that are expensive and you're trying to sell them, I'm not going to try to get stuff off you. If, say, for instance, you have some really nice Mike Trout rookie cards and you're trying to sell them and just to get money to help yourself out, I don't want your cards, and neither do any of the people in the community. We're doing it because we want to help you, and we want you to keep your stuff. But we also going to learn from these fellas so we can become rich and do things the right way and get the money the right way, because any other way but PSA way is the wrong way. Okay, so been collecting since 1978, and this is the way of the world now. So as I said, if you'd like to help and you'd like to send donations, I will have an address and I have a PayPal me. You send it to me, you will see results on the things I do, because I will post them and I will tell you and I will show you what we're doing with your donations and with your help. And we're going to learn from these fellas how to do things the correct way and make millions and millions of dollars together, because they're doing it and they did it and they still are, and it doesn't matter if it's illegal or unethical or immoral. Doesn't matter. It's all about the money. It's all about the stock. And that's all anybody really cares about at the end of the day. So, and religion's out the door on this, because none of these people have morality or ethics anyway. So, pray for them. But when in Rome, do as the Romans do and abide by their laws. And we're going to abide by their laws, because this isn't just collecting anymore. This is the big players and the hustlers, and we're going to be part of that group. Okay? May take time to do it, but we're going to do it. Okay? This is a big club. It's a big private club, and you and I are not in it yet. But we will. And we want to thank all the people that have shown us how to take these 90 cards and make tons of money. Like I said, the jabs, that's great. I really appreciate all the information and how to sell 10-cent cards for $160, even $5,900. And I'm going to help you flood the market with those things, and so you could get your money. And I'm really appreciative of them showing us that stuff. And I'm really appreciative of all these guys here that I mentioned, even though they're criminals and should burn in hell for the stuff they're doing. I still admire their ability to hustle people for hundreds of thousands of dollars and get their money on, and do absolutely nothing to help the community, and do absolutely nothing to help anybody but themselves. And they're going to get out of everything, of course, and their stock is going to go up, and we're going to buy their stock, and we're going to own it, and we're going to be part of this, because that's the way the world is. So, this is my advice. Once a week, like I said, I'm going to show you how to get a hustle, and it won't be as long as this video, because I wanted to introduce you to the players. So, what we're going to do is, once a week, we're going to take one guy, and we're going to see how he did his hustle, and we're going to repeat it. Okay? And as I said, thank you for all the help, and thank you for watching our channels, and thank you for all the support. And I'm really appreciative of everything. Just being honest, this is the way things are. People are going to do business like this forever and ever and ever. And there's about 98% of the people that are doing this are crooked and criminals, and they just want to try to get your stuff. They want these things. They want that, okay? They want these cards. They want these old ones. They want to get them from you for dirt cheap, okay? I'll walk into a card shop today. Guy offered me $35 for this card. Guarantee you. Okay? So, but no. We're going to send it in to PSA, our buddies, and they're going to do the right thing for us, and they're going to get us the right amount of money. So, I appreciate everything, and I'm going to teach you as much as I can, and we're going to do as they do and help ourselves and help our families and help the people in this community. So until next time, you guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and God bless everybody. And thank you for watching our videos, and please help us by donating whatever you can. So as I said, until next time, you guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless.